back, and we've got Bernice Emmons. Is that right, Bernice?
That's
Emmons?
right.
And we're going to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, who are these people, and what are they doing?
This is the old schoolhouse. Old as opposed to the old one that's about
Right, the
to
one we call the
disappear.
old one now is not really the old one.
No, this is the old one.
Right, it's prior to that,
And
okay.
over here is Professor Joyner. He was the principal of the school.
Mm-hmm.
My Aunt Mildred is in here.
Before you talk about names, do you think what year this picture is?
This
We're
is
gonna cheat?
1922. This was the 9th grade class
Okay.
in 1922. I'm not sure which class is on the right side, but there was a note that the left side of it was the 9th grade class.
Okay, so if I cover up the picture like this would have been the 9th graders?
Right.
And the school ran through 12 grades in those years, or you
Yes,
think
it
it's,
did.
okay. so
11.
11.
I'm sorry,
All
11.
right. So these folks would have been 2 years away from
Right.
graduation. Sorry, then back to you. Who do we know
Some
in
of
the picture?
some of the information I have may be wrong. My uncle George Zimmerman, who
Mhm.
is in his late 80s now, identified some, but he was a little shaky on it. So
Okay.
we may have to get more information. But this is Professor Joyner, who used to be professor over at the Whitsitt Academy and built 2 houses over in Whitsitt.
Okay. Now, just counting noses here real quick, you say half of this photograph would have been the 9th grade class, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 12 students roughly?
That would be my guess. I
Right.
really don't have a definite on that.
Okay. Now, this next photograph, and I'm not going to touch it because it's a little smudgy,
Yes.
but this appears to be a store. Where is this store?
This is just on the main street.
Right?
It's Wicker Self-Service. Right after the Second World War, we came back into town, opened a grocery store, ran that grocery store from around 46 until 54 when we left,
Why was it called Wickers?
because that was my father's name,
Bingo. So your father's name was Wicker,
Wicker. And immediately next door to him
which would be over here.
was on this
This way,
side,
all right.
where the pawn shop is now,
Mhm.
was my grandfather, Wicker's Variety Store. Charlie Wicker ran that.
So father and son had businesses side by side.
That's correct.
And this is a greengrocers, vegetables, that
Yes,
sort of thing?
Just we thought it was very modern. It's the first grocery store around here that people didn't pull stuff off the shelves for you. It was a self-service. And I can remember our frozen food department was at least 6 inches long, 6 feet long.
Wow, a big one.
Oh,
One
yeah,
other
really
question.
impressive.
I'm looking in the window. It looks like sugar is selling for how much?
You ask me, and I don't have my
I'm
glasses.
looking
Is that
at the-
48 cents? Some things, the price has not changed that much in years.
It
Chicken is one
actually
of them.
says sugar 5 pounds for 45 cents.
Okay.
These are bargain prices, folks. Sugar at 5
Uh,
pounds for 45 cents.
I have another picture I'll bring someday to you that has meat at ridiculous prices.
All right. That might be the name of a new butcher shop.
The ridiculous
Now-
prices.
Now, who are these people?
Okay, these people, this is Knifer Zimmerman. He owned the property on Steel Street where the Harper apartments are now. And his wife Nettie was my grandmother.
All right.
This is Minnie Zimmerman, who used to do all of the tailoring and altering at the drugstore, dry cleaners down the street. And all the kids had the zoot pants, and they pegged the pants so tight and wore the chain. She pegged all the pants for them.
Now, where was the dry cleaner shop on Main Street, roughly?
Down where the light, I believe it's where the lighting center is, the light store right now.
Oh, it's on
I
this
think
side
I'm
of the street,
correct.
on the
Yes.
railroad track side,
Right.
before you get to the auto shop.
The
Is that-
rock Emmons back then was run by Trip Cable, and it was next door to the jewelry store.
Okay.
Williams and Carmen Jewelry Store.
Oh, okay. I'd forgotten some, but I just remember that Minnie sat over there all day long at the sewing machine fixing the pants, so the guys had to take the shoes off to get them on because they were so tight at the bottom. They're
And
zoot suits.
Now, the last photograph.
Now, again, I made reference to my grandmother. This is Nettie Wagner Zimmerman and her brother Pete. And Pete Wagner became principal of the Gibsonville School in the new school, and later moved on to San Antonio and became superintendent of schools there in Texas.
Now, again, what was his relationship?
Pete Wagner was my great uncle.
Great uncle, I see. So when you, again, let's go back to the new and old schools.
current one.
Gibsonville Elementary School, as we know it today, the big yellow building.
Yes,
Is not,
that's the one he was principal
that would have
of.
been the new school for
That's the
him.
new school.
And before that one was built, there was another school
The
over there,
school that Professor Joyner was principal.
principal of, and it was called the Green School?
No, I think it was just Gibsonville High School.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of the term, I've heard the term the green school, if anybody knows anything. Was that what it was called? If it was called the green school, is that because it was painted green? That was useful.
This photograph I had, it was referred to as the green school.
Okay. I wonder if it was a person, Mr. or Mrs. Green, or if it was just the color of the building.
Must have been the color of the building.
All right.
And as I said, some of my information comes down and it gets, but I think most of that's correct.
Great. Well, I appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
And we'll make sure you get these scanned next.
Fine, thank you.